Yo, shalom, shalom. Oh man, look at this nigga. Adams. He got a little tiny hat on. He over there in Israel. That nigga off, boy. Them tiny hats, man. They be getting everybody. They be getting everybody. Ain't nobody safe around a tiny hat. Yo, shalom, shalom. It's your brother 𝐤𝐤𝐃𝉉𝐃𝉉𝐄. I was just meditating on family life and and some of these curses and just wanted to get into what's going to cure, because the scriptures go into the scriptures also go into they go into the curses, but they also go into the cures. So I'm gonna touch on both of them. Touch on the curse and the cure, and it's all about order. It's all about order. Like I did my last lesson, I was talking about order a little bit, and so talk about order. It's about order. It's about coming back to Yahweh by Hashem Shah. First, I'm gonna open up. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call halal by Hawadla Yahweh by Hashem Shai by Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of GMS. Habatan to the hopeful elect. And the Israelite family, the family, I was just thinking about the family, this family structure, and just thinking about the family, the Israelite family in general, man, and the things we went through, things the families went through. Nobody else, no other nation has went through what the Israelite families went through. And the scripture that go into that, man, Israel, ain't no other nation been done like Israel. Just paraphrasing. And like everything we went through, man, it's gonna take Yahweh by Shemar Shah to give us those new bodies and put his laws, statutes, and commandments within us to heal us, because we went through a lot, man. We went through captivity as a family, your family being taken by someone, and then things being done to your family members in front of your family, and you're powerless to do anything about it. And then Yahweh gave us everything first. He gave us all good things. He gave us everything first. And to go from having everything to poverty, we rely on our oppressors for everything. It's a scripture that go into that too. How we rely on our oppressors for everything. Food, water, drink. And then those are traumas, man. Those are traumas. Those are traumas. Those are traumatic experiences, man. And then they sprinkle drugs on us, our neighborhoods and on our family members and things like that. And then the next thing you know, the household is broken up, man. You got one parent out there in the street, while the other parent trying to hold it down. And then the father is taken out totally out of the household. You know, and then here come the prison system, and then wicked influences because the father is the protector. You know, we supposed to be the protectors of the house. You know, we see things coming in, we don't let things come in our house. You know, we get them at the door. And so today's society, you know, the woman has so much to fucking say, has a say in that shit, and she shouldn't have a fucking say in that. The woman should have no say in that. You know, what the man does to protect the house, that's what the man does. He don't need a woman. We don't need women, man. I mean, um, hold on, I misspoke. We do need women, but we don't need the black woman. No, Israelite man could bring back. We could bring back the nation without the black woman, without her attitude, without her way of thinking, um, without her, you know, without her being a. My last lesson I did was about a contentious. I believe that's the word, contentious woman, and that's just argumentative. She don't want to. She don't respect authority. You know, she just want to do just like the woman that's out here today. Too much to say, you know, in the wrong, just in the wrong, in the wrong lane, you know, all the time, and it has power. Esau, so-called white man, has given her a false sense of security to do these things, to act the way she got. But when the Lord bring everything back in order, the woman's going to get back in order too. She is definitely going to get back in order. But like I was saying, we don't need the black woman to bring back the nation of Israel. An Israelite man could deal with any woman, and their seed, the seed of the man's seed, brings that Israelite child, or brings that Israelite back. So, you know. But anyway, get back to the lesson, and so like Yahweh by Shema Shah, he also gives us solutions too to these problems, to these curses. He gives us the solutions. You know, so we'll have some type. That's why that's mercy and that's grace, man. And Yahweh Shema Shah gives us the solution. He gives us the answers to the curses. You know, if we act within, if we act, if we do, if we do what he say, that's how some of us are able to have a family life. You know, because we coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments. Yahweh B'Shem Shah. I'm gonna get into that now. And so, like I said, I'm gonna touch on the curses, and I touched on the curses. I'm gonna touch on the healing. You know, the cures and the repairs of those curses. And this is 1 Corinthians 11:3, and it reads, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua, and the head of every woman is the man, and the head of Yahushua is Yahweh." And that's the cure for restoring order. First, we have to get order. You know, that's beautiful. Yahweh B'Shem Shai, he don't change. He always starts out with order. You know, and so that's order right there. 1 Corinthians 11:3. That's order. It says, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahweh Shai, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahweh Shai is Yahweh. So if we realize that, we just realize that that's a cure right there. That's the answer to order. First thing must be established is order. Um, and that order is Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, man, woman, child. And when the order is restored, then his word, man, his grace and mercy is healing, man. That's healing to the family. Everybody understands their order. Everybody knows their position. They play it, man. Everything work out smooth, man. This is Genesis 18 and 19, and it reads, "For I know him that he will command his children and his household after him." And that's Abraham. That's going speaking about Abraham. How he was chosen because he led his family. He led his home. And that's what the Israelite man is to do. That's what the man is to do in the family order. In that order, the man is supposed to, in that first order I was speaking about, the man is the head. He's the head. He's the leader. And he's rooted in the commandments, laws, statutes, and commandments, discipline, and love. Yeah. It's like many Yahwehs, you know. And Proverbs 31 and 10 reads, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies." And this is speaking to the woman. You know, if a woman want to know, her role and her position, how she is to be in that order, um, you know, um, you know, who can find a virtuous woman? For her prices were rubies. So the woman stands. So the woman stands. The woman stands with the man. You know, their relationship is first in their household. No, Yahweh. The man's relationship with Yahweh is first, and then comes that woman's relationship with that man, not with the children, with the man. And as long as that woman stands with that man, then that's order in that house. That's order. That's order for those little crumb snatchers, Little crumb snatchers see order between the father and the mother. They know they can't get in between them. They can't come with the bullshit. I got granddaughter. I got granddaughters. I got two of them like that. That I've been fortunate to be around. One understands that. She, but the other one will try and play the man against the woman. This is so the woman has to stand with her man. The man stands with Yahweh. With Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai. Hold on, let me get that order because I went off. Yeah. The man stands with Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai stands with Yahweh. And the woman stands with man. And the children stand with the man and woman. That's the order. Yahweh Shai, man, woman, and children. Um, and so back to the woman, she stands with the man. That house is order. The house is in order. The house is in divine order. This is Titus 2:4, and it reads that they may teach the young woman to be sober, to love their husband, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home. And this world tells the woman opposite of all of that. This world, this Esau's world, tell a woman you can compete with the man. You're just as good as the man. You're just as equal. You're equal as the man. And therefore you can challenge the man. And if you want to, we can replace the man. And that kind of woman you don't want. You don't need. Yahweh B'Shem Shai tells the woman, support your husband. Build your husband, and guide the children, and protect the household. That's the job of the woman. But America is telling the woman, you just as equal as the man. You can compete with the man. You can challenge the man, and you can replace the man. You get this check, you don't need him, we'll give you some power. We'll give you some power. We'll give you this false sense of security with the police. And so the answers and the cure for that, is that the woman stay in order, to her husband, support her husband, build him, support him, and protect the children. And guide the children, teach the children, and protect the house, and protect the household spirit. The household spirit, that woman, she makes things comfortable around the house. And she gives things, she puts things in order around the house, and she gives it, that spirit of a woman, being there within the house. Being a woman that's there, is present. And now, so we had the man in order, we had the woman in order. Now it's time for the little crumb snatchers to get in order. I'm gonna read Malachi. Read Malachi 4:6. I always have a problem reading that. Malachi. I'm gonna read Malachi 4:6, and it reads, "And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to the fathers." And he shall. So that's prophecy. So that's prophetic. It hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen, or it's happening. And it's happening. It's happening. Because you could use that for the family, and you could use that for the awakening of the Israelites also. You can use that for the awakening. You can use that for the awakening of the Israelites. You can use that with your family, when getting your family in order. According to the scriptures, that's prophetic too. The restoration of Israel being brought back. The fathers being brought back to the homes, or reconnecting with the homes, because I can see it. I can see it. Like first thing I see is when I say I see it, I see a lot of men be on these I see a lot of podcasts on YouTube, and they be going into on the woman. They be talking about the woman. You know what I'm saying? Like how how like the men ain't like dealing with the woman. These modern women nowadays, they ain't dealing with them. You know what I'm saying? They like nah, you know, like that. They ain't dealing with the woman. So um, you know, that's the father. Eventually, they're gonna come. The men are gonna come back to the household, to the homes. They're gonna come back to to their children. Um, they're not gonna. Eventually, the men are not gonna like have their children given to these women, like having children with these women. You know what I'm saying? They already don't date them. They don't take them out. They don't take them nowhere because they know it's all a game. You know, it's a thirst trap. The modern woman, is a thirst trap right now. She thirsty for anything she can get um, out of a man. You know what I'm saying? So the men are seeing that, and they ain't dealing with the woman, the modern woman now. And then on top of that, her her assistants, her her it's a scripture that go into the the I forget it's a word that I want to use, the benefits that you get in society, in this American society today. The woman gets all of these all of these are all of these benefits that she gets. It takes the man out the household. It puts the woman in the head of the household, and it just produces YNs. You know what I'm saying? Without the father there, they grow up to be little YNs and thoughts. You know, so um, the fathers are being brought back. The father, I mean, we're on the road to the fathers being brought back to the children, remembering the children. You know, um, and you know, once the father is back in the household, you know, then like the children, they get in order. You know, they get in order. So um, I'm gonna read Exodus 20:12. It reads, thy mother, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days be long. So you know that cure for the children, the best thing the children can do is to obey their mother and fathers, obey the order. You know, and this is Proverbs 22:6. It says, train a child in the way he should go. And you train a child, you train you train a child about righteousness as a child. They'll grow up to be righteous, man. They'll grow up to be they'll grow up to be righteous, they'll grow up to be righteous men and women, to do the things that, you know, do righteousness. You know, like I have a granddaughter. My granddaughter, you know, if I say something harsh or hard about somebody, she'll say, you know, Papa, don't say that. You know, and because she understands order. She understands order. I had to tighten her up one time. She's 10 almost 10 years old. I had to tighten her up one time, and that's it. You know, she learned. But I got one. You know, I don't even. I just talk to her. You know, I try not to beat her ass. You know, I don't beat her ass or nothing like that. Her grandmother beats her ass, but I don't beat her ass. I get on her I try to give her what I understand. I try to have her look at the big picture of things. I try to have her to think before she acts. That's what I'm trying to teach her. Think before she acts. But her grandmother would bad. Give her that pain she needs. Like some of you on the comment board. I'm gonna get rid of your ass, uh, JoJo Ortega. Get rid of your ass, man. Turn your ass. Ortega, you are now cyber dust. You're in the internet. And also, you bring a child up. You show a child how to act, how to respond. Um, because they like sponges. They soaking up everything as they watching and they looking and they learn. They seeing what's going on. And a child will imitate what they see. You know? And then uh, once the house is in order, once the house is in order, once everybody's in order, everybody knows their lane, understands how they fit in this family, and they acting accordingly. Then you can focus. Then no outside influences. You know, can outside influences will pop their head in. But you can, but everybody's in order and they recognize. This is out of order. We don't want that in our house. So um, so we develop values, and now like, well, I mean values. We develop values like when you come into this truth, like how Bashar Shah, there's certain things like my rib used to always watch Tubi, and Tubi just shows the worst of the Israelite, man. Tubi just shows the worst of the women, shows the worst of the men, and everybody likes it. Everybody watches Tubi, and so she started watching Tubi. Then she started watching this little this little sweet candy pants dude, Kamaro something. He half man, half woman. He got makeup on, but he looked like a man with makeup. And he's soft. He's real effete, feminine. He's a feminine. He's a feminine masculine. I don't know. That's confusion, man. He's a feminine masculine, but when she started watching those shows, I don't want my grandchildren to see those shows. Um, I want them to see enough to where they understand, like, ooh, what the hell is that? What the hell is this? You know. But you start to change. You start to have it change your values change, and your principles change, and your mind changes. And so you don't like those things. You don't want those things around you, and you want to keep. Once you see the outside and how the outside world is ran, how the outside is ran, you don't want that in your house no more. You know, you just want to fill the house with prayer, precepts, orders, roles, and righteous conversation. And boundaries. You want to see that, man. And then pray, and then the family gotta pray, Family gotta pray. Um, it's Matthew 8, 18 and 19. It reads, if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them. So if you pray, you follow that structure and you pray about keeping your household in order, man. The Lord, how much Shah, He'll heal you, He'll teach you, and you endure. You'll learn to endure. He'll have you to endure and grow, and nothing can break your family up, and it's just, we got to return to the covenants, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shah. We got to return to that covenant. We return to the covenant as best we can. We're not gonna get it perfect, but if we make a solid effort, get our jerseys, get our shirts, t-shirts wet with sweat, and we do our best, it'll benefit us. It'll benefit us because you look at it now. You have some people who actually are doing it, but they don't know they're doing it. They don't know they're doing it as far as they don't give all the praise and glory to Yahweh by Shema Shai, but they think they following the scriptures to the best of their ability, and their house is flourishing, man. So this is Baruch 4:1. It says, "This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh. All they that keep it shall come to life." So when the household keeps the commandments, the spirit returns. Yahweh B'Shem Shai, unity returns uh, to that family, and then that family is protected. Because as long as we operate within the guidelines of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, we was always good. But it's when we went outside, we start falling prey to the other nations, being taken into slavery, being killed, and just a whole bunch of bad things, man. And the blessings return, So I'm gonna hit this closing precept, and that's it. Isaiah 40:1. It says, comfort ye, my people, saith Yahweh. Saith your power. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, and that her iniquity is pardoned. Tawadi Habashim Harashah. So later on, I got another little piece added on to this. It's going into men. It's going specifically for men. Talking to the men with the Lord. How about Shemashah is talking to the men. So I'll see y'all in. Oh, this might be a little series on God, because it's going into something else. Yeah. So I got a few lessons on this. Yeah, so say shalom. Until the next time, shalom to the Israelites. And shalom to those people on the comment board who tuned in, who stayed in order. Piano James, you got away. I see your ass again. Turn your ass into cyber dust. Piano James.